Hello, my name is Daniel Fehrer, and today I'm going to be presenting two sides of a debate. The first side is the perspective of why a company would want to use a scaling framework to scale Scrum. The second side of the argument is the perspective of why organizations should not use scaling frameworks to scale Scrum. Okay, the side of the argument that I don't agree with as strongly is not using scaled frameworks to scale Scrum. Okay, so I've spent a little bit of extra time on why to scale because of that. A little research, and we'll be talking a little bit about that. So to start off, as a Scrum Master over 9 years, I've worked with teams using both scaled frameworks and non-scaled approaches. I found that success often depends on the organization's unique circumstances, the culture, the commitment to the framework. I've seen scaled Scrum create inefficiencies and excessive planning that ends up resulting in a lot of that planning just going to waste. I've also seen it have very minimal impact on decision making. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But to kind of start talking a little bit about a few specific areas, one would be the loss of agility. Scaling Scrum can reduce the flexibility and speed of agile teams. It adds bureaucracy and layers of coordination and processes, positions, additional collaboration that's required, meetings, and it basically adds a lot of layers that were not initially involved in Scrum when it was designed. Another one is unresolved team level issues. So scaling amplifies inefficiencies and poor practices already present at the team level. This was talked about a little bit in one of the videos, and I completely agree. If you've got some poor practices, or maybe you've got some teams that are fairly new and trying to scale and use those as a base model to build on top of, it could really cause a lot of inefficiencies across organization. Or if you've got some poor practices and you're scaling across teams, you've got some new teams being spun up, they're going to pick up those same bad habits, right? So another one is misaligned culture. So without the culture of collaboration, empowering the teams, self-organized, scaling can hinder rather than help, and it makes it much more difficult to affect the teams and organization's agility. Okay. A lack of clear value features, versus value-driven development, which causes a cascading effect and wasted resources, effort not providing strong value or innovation to meeting the customer's true needs, right? So I'm talking about, getting in the habit of focusing on feature development versus, true, what is the customer's value? What value can we deliver to the customers? Well, also significant overhead, right? We've got a lot of overhead involved. Training, positions, meetings, additional, teams being on those meetings in some cases, not all. And, just it's really important overall that you're doing agile well, right? And not doing so could cause a lot of issues, okay? So to get to my second point, as I'm already running out of time here, my argument is I'd like to say that in my experience, I've also witnessed scaled Scrum drive success when used effectively and in the right culture, right? Enabling teams and leadership to negotiate trade-offs real time during PI planning and have effective and efficient release train ceremonies. I've seen those trade-offs happen real time, where leadership is saying, okay, here's what we'd like to do. Teams go back, they plan, they come back, and then negotiations happen with leadership and teams to make decisions on trade-offs, and as well as talking about, how to coordinate those efforts. Uh, good, you know, ways as well. So improve delivery and complex initiatives. Um, you know, supports delivery of initiatives requiring multiple teams by aligning those efforts at a feature level. Now, that's a positive side of the feature level development. Streamlines workflows for large scale projects, ensuring cohesive progress across teams. Okay. Standardized practices. So on the flip side of the coin, if you've established consistent practices across teams, you can foster predictability and efficiencies. Creates uniformity in processes and shared understanding, reducing confusion and redundancy. Increased alignment, visibility, transparency. These are all critical, right? And as you're needing to negotiate more between the teams, these can really become prevalent. Improve visibility into progress, dependencies, blockers, and working out risks, right? Mitigating risk, talking about risk, viewing it, in your Scrum of Scrums. Okay. Again, running out of time here. So I think we're at the time already. I've got a few more points here, but I just want to say thank you very much. This has been great. And I've also seen scaled agile become very successful with teams when done in the right way. And that's why I want to say overall that it's really, in my opinion, depends on the situation, the culture, which framework you're using. Are you using it as proposed? How are the teams doing with Scrum? So yeah, there's a lot of different considerations, but thank you very much for your time.